When we first launched the reunion show, somebody that claims to be working in Swizz's camp reached out to me in what I now know is a DM via direct messenger, right? Saying, I work for Swizz and I need you to know that him and Lala have been having an affair. They are madly in love with each other, but he has already told Lala and continues to tell her, calm down, I'm not leaving my wife. If you don't believe me, go on his page on IG. He always starts leaving comments in the morning and she be the first one to respond. But she don't just leave one response. She keeps it going and going and going to the point where he says, you got to chill because it's starting to look obvious to my wife.
What if I told you Alicia Keys might be facing the exact same heartbreak that Mashonda once warned her about? Yes, you heard that right. Rumors are swirling that Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz' seemingly unshakable marriage has crumbled under the weight of betrayal. The same kind of betrayal that once started their love story. And this time, the alleged other woman is none other than actress and TV personality Lala Anthony. For years, whispers about Lala and Swizz floated around as just harmless gossip, but now the chatter is becoming much harder to ignore. Reports claim Swizz and Lala have been entangled in a long-term affair, and the situation has allegedly escalated to a pregnancy and divorce papers being filed. Woo, child. This is one of those stories that has everything: love, betrayal, karma, and a whole lot of scandal. So grab your tea, because today we're unpacking the full timeline of Swizz Beatz, Alicia Keys, Lala Anthony, and how this messy love triangle is shaking up the internet. But before we jump in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of this celebrity drama. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the end, because the way this story circles back to the past is wild. The latest round of drama started when someone who claimed to be part of Swizz Beatz' inner circle decided to spill some piping hot tea. According to them, Swizz has been carrying on a not-so-secret affair with Lala Anthony. They even went so far as to say the two are madly in love, though Swizz allegedly continues to reassure Lola that he will never leave his wife. The source claimed Swizz was constantly warning Lala to calm down with their interactions on social media because it was becoming too obvious to Alicia Keys. Allegedly, Lala couldn't help herself, commenting multiple times on Swizz's posts and engaging in back-and-forth banter that was just a little too familiar for comfort. Now, if you've been following celebrity gossip for a while, this may not come as a huge shock. Rumors about Lala and Swizz have been floating around for years. But this time, the claims hit harder because they coincided with another major revelation. Alicia Keys had reportedly filed for divorce. Sources close to the situation say that Alicia finally had enough after learning Swizz might have fathered a child outside of their marriage. And people are pointing the finger at Lala as the woman at the center of it all.
Not only was it a front, I think that's what makes Alicia Keys so goddamn sinister. Because if you go back, y'all can go search Mashonda's tweets, Twitter tweets, where she was crashing, she was writing letters and all types of like, this woman was really trying to figure it out and she needed some proof. And Alicia Keys wouldn't say nothing, or she kept denying it. And then like, as soon as you get with him and he's your man, now you want to talk to me? Now you're the bigger woman and the girl's girl, and now you're so mature and we're just gonna blend our families? Like, Mashonda better to me, because I wouldn't have kept my kids away.
And here's where things get even messier. Lala Anthony allegedly stepped in to make her stance clear. She didn't mince her words either. According to her, she never wanted to be involved in Alicia's mess in the first place, but she admitted that she has genuine feelings for Swizz. She also pointed out a brutal truth. Swizz cheated on his first wife, Mashonda, to be with Alicia in the first place. And we all know what they say: how you get them is how you lose them.
First of all, I was not in your mess, Alicia Keys, but I do love you. You my girl, and Swizz Beatz, I really never cared for you because you cheated on your first wife to get Alicia Keys. So you know what they say, what goes around, come around. Karma, we right in your face. Now, this is what they say. I don't know. They say Swizz Beatz got the side chick pregnant. Just what they say. They say their divorce is final. But I like Alicia Keys, but Alicia Keys, now, you know that man was married before you married him. You already know he was married. You should know how this is going to end.
Lala supposedly reminded everyone of that fact, suggesting that Alicia should have seen this outcome coming. Whether you think that's fair or not, it's definitely the kind of statement that stirs the pot. To really understand why this story is hitting people so hard, we need to rewind. Back in the late 2000s, Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz weren't just another celebrity couple. they were the subject of endless controversy. At the time, Swizz was married to singer Mashonda, and the two shared a young son together. On the surface, it seemed like a solid family unit, but behind the scenes, things were unraveling. Alicia and Swizz had known each other for years, but in 2008, they officially collaborated on her album, The Element of Freedom. Sparks reportedly flew immediately. In her autobiography, Alicia later admitted that she was drawn to Swizz's energy and intellect, saying he was so much deeper than his flashy exterior suggested. But the timing was problematic, to say the least. Mashonda eventually revealed that she found out about Alicia and Swizz's relationship just 2 days after celebrating her child's first birthday. Can you imagine? That's the kind of heartbreak you don't just bounce back from overnight. Mashonda was devastated, and instead of staying silent, she made her feelings public. She wrote a now infamous open letter to Alicia Keys, accusing her of being a homewrecker and selfishly inserting herself into a marriage that was already struggling. Mashonda even begged Alicia to step back and give her and Swizz time to try to work on their marriage privately. But Alicia, according to Mashonda, was not interested in doing so. In fact, she allegedly continued the relationship without hesitation, and within a couple of years, Mashonda and Swizz's marriage was over. By 2010, Swizz and Alicia were married and expecting their first child together. From that point on, they seemed to present a united front, blending their families and creating a brand image of a strong, creative, and unshakable power couple. But for many people watching, the whispers of how they got together never really faded. If you think the drama ended once Alicia and Swizz tied the knot, think again. Mashonda continued to voice her frustrations, particularly when she learned Alicia had allegedly encouraged her son to call her Yume, which means mother in Arabic. For Mashonda, that was crossing a line, and she confronted Alicia about it. But according to her, her concerns were brushed off. To the public, Alicia and Swizz began promoting the idea of a blended family, where everyone was mature, healed, and focused on co-parenting. But Mashonda's accounts tell a very different story, one of being sidelined and silenced while watching another woman play mother to her child. And this is where things get really interesting in the context of today's drama. Because for years, Alicia presented herself as the bigger woman who rose above the gossip and built a successful marriage with Swizz. But now that she's allegedly the one filing for divorce due to infidelity, many people are side-eyeing the situation and pointing out that Mashonda's warnings may have been more prophetic than bitter. Fast forward to the present, and Lala Anthony enters the chat. Lala's personal life has been under scrutiny for years, especially during and after her marriage to NBA star Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo was repeatedly accused of cheating on Lala, and their marriage eventually crumbled under the weight of scandal. Lala reinvented herself, focusing on acting, hosting, and her own personal brand, but the rumors about her love life never really stopped. Now, the connection between Lala and Swizz Beatz is raising eyebrows. Allegedly, the two go way back to their teenage years and even attended the same high school. After reconnecting as adults, insiders say sparks flew and their relationship grew more serious, even while Swizz remained publicly devoted to Alicia Keys. There have been whispers of the two being spotted together at parties, with their body language suggesting more than just friendship. And if you've been keeping track of celebrity gossip, you know how quickly fans can pick up on too comfortable interactions. According to reports, Swizz even warned Lala at one point to tone things down because people were starting to talk. But if the rumors are true, Lala wasn't exactly eager to take a step back. So here we are in 2025, with reports claiming Alicia Keys has finally filed for divorce. And while Swizz has gone out of his way to deny the allegations, showering Alicia with extravagant gifts and public praise, the whispers won't die down. In fact, they're getting louder. Fans are now asking the obvious question: why would Alicia leave him now? Swizz has been accused of cheating for years, and she always stood by him. Why would this be the breaking point? The pregnancy rumors might explain it. According to multiple sources, Swizz may have fathered another child outside of his marriage, and that was a humiliation Alicia simply could not accept. While the identity of the alleged mother hasn't been confirmed, many people are convinced it's Lala. This brings us to the bigger picture: karma. The saying, "you lose them how you get them," has been circulating heavily online in light of this drama. Alicia met Swizz while he was still married. Mashonda accused her of being a homewrecker, and now years later, Alicia may be experiencing the very same pain she once caused another woman. Of course, not everyone agrees with that perspective. Some fans argue that people grow, relationships evolve, and it's unfair to hold Alicia hostage to mistakes she made over a decade ago. Others feel strongly that this is simply the natural consequence of ignoring red flags. After all, if a man cheats to be with you, what's to stop him from cheating on you? The public reaction has been divided, but one thing is clear. People are fascinated by this story. Not only because it involves big names like Alicia Keys and Lala Anthony, but because it taps into universal themes of love, betrayal, and whether or not people can truly change. So, what do you think? Did Lala Anthony really steal Alicia's husband, or is this just another case of rumors spiraling out of control? Is Swizz Beatz guilty of repeating the same patterns, or has the internet simply decided to write its own story about his marriage? And most importantly, is Alicia Keys finally paying the price for a love that began with so much controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I need to know what y'all think about this one.